Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Premier League prediction show. Tonight is going to be very, very different as we have got international break all the way through to something like the 10th of April. So all we're going to do tonight is we are going to look at the game week that we had, and we're going to look at everybody's predictions or the predictions of particularly my pundit next to me tonight. We did have another pundit, but he's having a few microphone issues. He may jump on very, very shortly. Let's hope. But yes, so tonight I've got my lovely, astute pundit that is Spursy Luke. After your amazing week, Luke, how are you feeling, mate? How are you feeling?
I'm living the dream. The international break means that I can be disappointed by a different team that wears white. You get used to it after a certain period of time.
Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. So, we're just going to hang fire just for a couple of minutes. So there was a jam-packed week of football. Spursy, what games highlighted it to you? We're obviously going to look at the games individually, but what games highlighted out to you that there were good games this weekend?
Honestly, the derby between Newcastle and Sunderland, I managed to catch a good glimpse of. That seemed to be a nice back and forth game. Late winner. I watched the team play well for one half and then absolutely throw the towel in after halftime. I'm sure you know what game I'm referring to there.
Absolutely, yeah.
I did catch the Man United and Bournemouth game as well, in which I don't know if you caught that and seen some of the incidents in that game.
I did see. I saw the red card.
Definite red because he's not gone for the ball, in my opinion. Don't you?
All day long. And
thoughts on the Ahmed though?
To be fair to the Man United fans, I've not heard much protesting in regards to that red card, and obviously. As soon as Man United don't win, their fans seem to go and cry, don't they? And they hide in the corner.
That they do.
Yeah. So we've already got one viewer tonight. Well, we've got a few viewers, but we've got one comment come in. Forest are going to drop, I think. So Tom Brown reckons that Forest, it's a high for Forest at the minute, but there's going to be a bit of a drop. What do you think to that, Spursy, being in the relegation board? What do you think to that?
I mean, they may drop. I don't think they'll drop back in the relegation zone. I think, the way we're picking up points, they should be fine with 2 points above. But they may well drop below West Ham. But I don't see it being I don't see fully crashing. The thing with your manager, at least, you've sort of said it yourself. He doesn't concede too many goals. It's all about whether you can actually capitalise on some chances. So
yeah, no, absolutely, mate, absolutely. Birchie's joined us. Birchie, can you hear us now?
I can, yeah. I've had to use my phone. I don't know what's going on.
That's great news. That's absolutely great news. So, anybody that doesn't know, my astute viewer or pundit, what's on my current right-hand side, it's probably flipped, and on your guys' left-hand side is the Leeds man himself, Luke Birch. Thanks for joining us, Luke. Thanks for sorting your microphone out and joining us for what is going to be a bit of an odd show tonight. It's going to be a little bit of a recap of last weekend's shows, and we're going to look at our predictions during the show and see what silly mistakes we made and silly guesses that we made. Birchie, what was your game of the weekend, mate? What did you enjoy seeing or enjoy the result of at the weekend? Because I'm presuming it wasn't the Leeds score that you were happy about, mate.
No. Bit of a poor one, to be honest with, boring 0-0.
Yeah.
I think it was a Forest Tottenham one, to be honest with you. Enjoyed that game. Good game to watch.
It was for us.
Oh yeah.
And look who else is joining us tonight. We've got another man. We've got another man in tonight. Tonight we've got Bushy as well. Bushy's decided to...
Good evening, lads.
How are you doing, Bushy? Man United.
All right.
And he's been summoned.
So Spurs, I mean, what's going on, lad?
Well, we'll come on to that in a second, Bushy. Bushy, we'll come on to that in a second. What was your match of the weekend, Bushy?
Match of the weekend's obviously got to be Nottingham Forest. I mean, I did say at half time I thought Tottenham were going to come out and batter them because I thought, Nottingham Forest started better. I thought the first part of the game, and then sort of they scored the goal against the run of play for me. And I posted in the chat, I think Spurs are going to come out and batter them second half, which I honestly thought they would do. But for me, the manager's got to go after that. That's purely on the manager. I mean, he takes Richarlison off and Tell, probably the best two players, the best attacking options, takes them off and they lose the game 3-0. For me, that's a sacking in itself. Great win for Forest. Really does open that race up at the bottom now. I thought Forest were nailed on, but looking at it, I mean, Wolves have got West Ham next. So if West Ham win that, Tottenham are in the bottom three. And if they don't get some players back, for me, if you don't sack the manager, you're going down. I think you've got to get somebody silly in. Get a Sam Allardyce, somebody that's been there and done it just till the end of the season. Just somebody that's going to go back to basics, knows the Premier League, and makes you difficult to beat, and you pick up some points, and hopefully you get. I don't know, Luke. How far is Maddison back from fitness? Is he way off, or?
I don't think he's due back after the international break immediately. There's a chance he might play before the end of the season, but it's someone like Kudus is due back. I know Kudus could be back after this international break.
Yeah, that's a big player.
A goal threat. But
yeah, you need him.
I was saying it the other day that honestly, as much as the sad news on the day of Tudor lost his dad, he should have lost his job. Personally, for me, after you have the game in Europe, we get our win in Europe. Yep.
Do you think it would be? Do you think it was a wise choice them not sacking him straight after that match with obviously the news of what he had received? Do you think that's the only reason why they haven't sacked him after the match?
Whilst yes, at that point it should be maybe a day or two later. It should have already happened.
Right.
It's now Thursday. This is time that you need a manager to be brought in, to be going through the options, what you've got available, training with the players who, let's say Kudus, who's not come back yet, but won't be on international duty. Introducing some of the players that aren't on international duty, work with them over this period. But we've not done that. But I don't get why Xavi Simons didn't start that game against you. He'd just come off a man of the match performance in our only win under that manager, and he benches him. He was tearing Atletico Madrid apart. But suddenly we go, for Forest, no, we'll just leave the person who got a Champions League man of the match on the bench. We'll sort of bring him on, 20 minutes to go. He's going to have to then try and find his way into the game rather than starting him.
Okay, we've got a few viewers
available, Spurs.
So we just hold on a second. We've got a few viewers at the minute. I just want the viewers' opinions, really. I'd like to hear from the viewers what they think about Spurs at the minute. It is a big talking point. Obviously, we're going to go through all the games over the weekend, but it is a massive talking point at the minute about Spurs. I would love to hear from our fans and our people that are watching what their thoughts are on Spurs. Do they think it's game over for Spurs now? Whether they, is it going to be too little too late to get a new manager? What's the kind of ethos of the general public on the Spurs scenario? Because obviously the three of us here, after your performance at the weekend, we've seen, firsthand that you are in major, major trouble. And of all the people that are down there, you are in the most trouble. And so it'd be great to hear what other people think as well. So.
Again, with what Bush was saying, though, being on the manager with the substitutions and things like that, if you look at us when we conceded, like we were on top before the goal, after the goal, we were going hell for leather for the last 2-3 minutes of that half. And then they come out after half time, and from being fully in control of the game in terms of possession towards the end of that half, it was such a change of pace. I don't know what the manager said, but it did not work. Like, it's almost like he'd lost the dressing room based off of what happened at like half time there. Because it was a completely different 5 minutes into that second half. I was going, yeah, this is going to be troublesome. We're in deep shit here. Like their heads just dropped. They weren't making simple passes. Like, such a big change in 5 minutes from how it started to how it ended.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I go back to what Bushy was saying, though. I mean, I was sat there watching that second half, and when he decided to take both Tell and Richarlison off at the same time, on what was it, something like the 60-odd minute, it was just
yeah. The Tell one, he'd just taken a big hit, so the Tell one might well have been an injury suspected at the time. But yeah, Richarlison at the same time was insanity.
For me, it was just
Richarlison was probably the best player. But at least
I've been talking to a lot of fans. I've been talking to a heck of a lot of fans, and they're all saying the same thing. What the fuck has happened to Spurs?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't just blame
Spurs,
Go on.
I'm
sure.
I thought you were going to say Amarin, but
you can't.
No one wants Matt Hamshaw. Dorking Wanderers wouldn't take Matt Hamshaw.
Spurs, you can't just blame it on the manager, though, because this is 2 seasons now on the trot. Ended up in this position.
I'd argue last season we were in 12th when we down tools in the league and we focused on Europe. That one, it wouldn't have been as bad as 17th. It would have probably been a lower half still. It would have probably been about 12th, 14th maybe. But it wouldn't have been as bad as 17th. This has just been dismal. This, you can blame injuries, you can blame whatever, but it's come down to the football on the pitch. At times, we've missed our best goal scorer in Richarlison, but you need to see fight from the players. And I will blame both managers, because where the hell has the youth been? Luca Williams-Barnett was tearing up the Premier League 2, and he's not been given a single minute. It's baffling. When you're in trouble, when you're in injury crisis, you go to the youth to try and plug some of the gaps. And we haven't. We've gone to situations with Tudor when he's decided to play a back 3 when we only had 2 available centre-backs. Like,
last season, you had Brendan Johnson, who I thought were one of your better players last season.
Yeah, they got goal scorer last season.
And I mean, last season you had the excuse of Europe, same as Manchester United. But look at the difference this season with Manchester United. We've kicked on and you've kind of gone backwards. You're worse than you was last year, way worse. And I think Brendan Johnson's a young player who you could have built your sort of team and attack around, and you kind of just sacked him off. I don't get what's gone off there.
I mean, if you go back to when that transfer happened on here, you can see that I was saying, what the hell are we doing selling Brennan Johnson? Look, Brennan Johnson, whilst you look at him at Palace, he's not done anything. It's still, he was our top goal scorer last season. He scored the winner in a final, and 6 months later, you're sacking him off because he doesn't fit the manager that you sack less than a month later. Like, what if you have the faith in the manager or you don't? If you have the faith in the manager and you decide to get rid of one of the most important players in last season, then you stand by him. But if you don't trust that manager, why are you making such a big move like that?
But for me, I don't think the managers in this day and age should be making the call on who comes and who goes. Because you look at most clubs now, like Forest, Manchester United, they've got people in place where they've got a structure of transfers, and whoever comes in, that's what the manager gets. So you've got to get a manager that fits your structure, which you didn't do. Manchester United didn't either with Amarin. That's why it went so wrong. He didn't fit the way we play. Carrick's come in. He's not a great manager, but if you give anybody, Cunha, Mbeumo, all them type of players, you're going to be able to get Harry Maguire, but you're going to get a tune out of them because they're built for a system, and that's what Man United have not done for years and years and years, and we're starting to do it now. So it doesn't matter if you sack Carrick, because the next manager should come in and be able to work with the system of that team. And I think that's what Tottenham have not done. They've kind of sacked the manager, and then they've said, oh, Brendan Johnson doesn't fit that style of play, and they've got rid of him. But realistically, they haven't improved by getting rid of him. They've got worse. I mean, they've got some good players at Tottenham, and a half-decent manager should be able to get more out of them what he's getting. Because man for man, you're not a bottom three side. Let's be honest.
No. Yeah.
But in 7 game weeks' time, Bushy, in 7 game weeks' time, we'll soon realise where Tottenham actually lie. Just while we're on the subject of the Spurs Forest game, what was everybody's predictions? Obviously, we know that the final whistle went, and it was Tottenham Hotspur 0, Nottingham Forest 3. That is Nottingham Forest 3 going away and keeping a clean sheet. Where was everybody's mindset? So, Birchie, now that your microphone's all working and everything, what was your prediction for the Spurs Forest game?
I went for 1-1. I went for a draw. But like I said, the reason I went for a draw is because it's the best thing we could hope for. So I took a shot on it.
Absolutely. But it didn't work out. And we're now, 1 point behind you?
Yeah.
But we've both got a tough game, haven't we? Let's face it, we've both got a tough game.
Well, Leeds have definitely got
we've got an easy game Monday back, like when we got Man United, so I'm not too worried.
Absolutely.
Man United can't manage to beat us, can they? So, you know,
they're going down an alley like a little dog.
Bushy, munching away there, chewing on his nuts, whatever he's fucking doing. What was your prediction, mate?
I predicted Spurs win.
Yeah, I think you went 2-1, didn't you?
2-1, yeah, to Spurs, I think it was.
2-1. I think you even said that in the WhatsApp chat as well at half time.
Yeah.
Spurs will come out and
I've seen nothing. I didn't realise how bad Spurs was. I'm going to be honest. I haven't really watched them this season.
I've tried to give
I've
warning
seen
signs.
Forest quite a few times, and every time I've seen them, they've been poor. So I didn't see that coming at all. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here.
So you're all sat here, obviously, with slating Spurs for a poor performance. Do we not think then that performance by Forest was one of their better performances? Yes, okay, Spurs were good, but did we not think that the way that Forest played, particularly in that second half, was not way better than what they would normally play?
Yeah, you've got to give Forest credit, because I don't think it were a great game. I don't think there were a lot of quality on show at all, and you could see both teams were struggling. For me,
well, we haven't got Mbeumo and Cunha, have we, Bushy?
But what you've got to give credit to is that is a high pressure game, and then Forest players went away and did a job. Not only did a job, but they've absolutely destroyed any ounce of confidence that Tottenham have got. Because losing 3-0 at home to a team that were below you at the start of play, I think could have a detrimental effect to your season now. That is a real shot in the arm, and it's a real shot in the arm for Forest as well, because that will now give them, I think, confidence to possibly stay up. And I didn't think
I don't think anybody realised that Bushy was going to ever say that at any point, that Forest could stay up. He still won't say Forest will stay up. He won't commit to it. But
I still think if Tottenham get the players back, and if they make a decision, and I think they should do it now because it's the international break, it gives them the time to get a manager and they get some training sessions with them. I think if they get a Sam Allardyce or somebody like that, even, dare I say it, a Sean Dyche, but I would get somebody like that into the end of the season And then hopefully if they get a kudos back and they get a couple more back, they could still stay up. But for me, I still think the three teams.
In that sentence, then you said if 8 times. That's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, there is a lot of ifs. There's a lot of ifs and buts in there. But you know, if my auntie had a dick, she'd be my uncle, wouldn't she? But she don't. You know what I mean?
And there's a terrible, terrible thought. And Spursy, what was your prediction for that game, mate? Obviously, you know my ethos, always back your team. But I mean, you got the score right, didn't you, mate?
I did get the score right. I confidently said at the time, if we want to roll the footage back, we could. I said 3-1, and then you started talking all big about your manager, and I went, actually, I remember a stat about that manager. You've only scored 1 goal. I'll say to 0. So I went 3-0 Spurs.
Yeah, and that slapped you around the face as well, didn't it? So what hurt more then? Spursy, what hurt more? Spurs actually physically losing that game, or you coming out with that outrageous prediction?
I made that prediction with the facts that were available to me at the time. So it's actually obviously the game. I made that fully knowing that we were going to have stadium behind us. We had a whole bunch of people surrounding the coach pre-game. We were well up for it. The fans don't deserve this. The fans have come out in their droves trying to get behind this team. And they keep giving us crap week after week.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Spurs fans, but they're freaking nothing but loyal.
Your fans were walking out after 70 minutes, weren't they? You know when Forest went through the Postecoglou era. It took them to 82 minutes before they walked out, and your fans were walking out on 70 odd minutes.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt, mate. That's gonna hurt. Well, I predicted a clean sheet for Forest, and I predicted a 2-0 victory. So kudos to me. I get the closest. Obviously, Bushy gets 0 points, and Birchie gets 0 points for that, and Spursy gets 0 points for that, and I get a whacking great big 2 points for that. So happy days. The next game that I really, really, really want to delve into is the game that happened on Friday night. It was a big game. It could have been a big 3 points for the big third place Man United, but they gave it away. They let Bournemouth, who are, let's face it, a mid-table, mediocre side, weren't doing very well, and let them win. Essentially, that's a win for Bournemouth against Man United. That's a big loss for them. A red card for Harry Maguire. Bushy, you're pulling on your face. You don't look very happy about that.
No, we should have had a penalty prior to them equalising anyway. Definitely a penalty.
Okay.
It's a penalty. Like, it's not even close. It's a penalty on Ahmad. And then they go down on the pitch and the score. We have an apology from the ref. Well, what's that going to do? They've scored a goal from it as well. So they instantly go and score. Man United have got a problem. They are brilliant against the top teams, and when we come unstuck against the smaller teams, which is a panic because we've got Forest and Leeds soon. So the smaller teams, there you go.
Just took Birchie off because he's gone an odd angle for some reason.
Turned sideways.
Yeah.
So we struggle against the little teams. So obviously we've got a little team at next, Leeds United. That
little team couldn't beat last time, yeah?
That's what I'm saying. We should same with Forest with you, but you couldn't beat us. So,
we didn't have to beat you.
You didn't beat us.
So we didn't have to. It meant more to you to beat us than us to beat you.
Shut up, it's your cup final.
Because now you're still going on about it. All these months later, you're still moaning about it.
But, and I never thought I was ever going to say this in regards to, not supporting Man United, but giving them a little bit of a boost. This game coming up, that Monday night game that you've got against Man United is a crucial game for you because now you're in the mix of it all. You're only 1 point in front of Forest. It's quite crucial based on this weekend. Okay, yeah, Forest haven't got an easy fixture, but West Ham have got an easy fixture. Spurs' fixture, that's not necessarily too easy. Yeah, it's not the easiest, is it? Let's face it, right? So
no, they're good at home. Sunderland, good at home.
I think
recently they've had a bit of a slide at home.
Recently. Yeah, they have dropped off.
They've lost like 3 of the last 4 or 3 of the last 5 or something at home.
Yeah, they beat Newcastle though, didn't they? The last game.
But coming back to it in terms of Leeds, that's a very, very, very big game. It's a different sort of game now. You know, your last game, very much Man United had to win. This is very much Leeds United have got to win this. And are they going to do it?
Phil, it's their biggest game. It's
their
biggest
game.
It is. Honestly, God, their biggest game is against us. It's their cup final. You know, Birchie, he goes home, cracks open a bottle of champagne when they play Man United. That's the fixture he looks for. They're all this at Leeds are obsessed with Man United.
The ego you have is absolutely ridiculous.
It absolutely.
The only person who talks about Leeds and Man United so much is you. So it must it's the fixture you look for because you love to talk about Leeds v Man U.
I don't.
You said it last time. Oh, you're gonna absolutely batter spankers. You fucking look even got a goal past us. He's played you off the park.
No,
one for VAR. You wouldn't have had that nice little draw, would you? So
honestly, you're getting spanked at Old Trafford.
We should
see.
So Bushy, what was your prediction on the Bournemouth Man United game?
2-0 United, I think I predicted. I think it may have been a bit more.
Oh, you said 2-1, mate. You said Bournemouth 1. You get 1.
Because I think Bournemouth are always difficult.
Yeah, to be fair, out of the 4 of us, you were the closest in terms of what the actual score was. So I give you kudos for that. I mean, we all went exactly the same. We all said Man United were actually going to win 2-0. You know, you were, let's face it, you were on a good bounce of games. You were playing solid. You were climbing up. You were keeping the points. You were chipping away at it. But unfortunately, Bournemouth got you unstuck. Whether it was down to bad decisions, going the way, it happens, doesn't it, in football?
Poor VAR, but we're not going to sit and moan. We've got 10 men. We've still got a point. We're still 3rd in the league. We're still going to finish top 3, like I predicted at the start of the season. Sesko's banging goals in for fun. Bruno Fernandes has got to be player of the season in the whole of the Premier League.
I was hoping that somebody would never mention Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, mate, he's been absolutely unreal. He's going to break Kevin De Bruyne's record for the most assists in the Premier League in a season. The guy is a machine. You know, if he was playing in Fergie's day, they'd have lauded him. There'd be a statue built of him outside. He is unbelievable. He's been player of the season in the Premier League. He's unplayable at times. He's the best player for me by a country mile in the Premier League this season. And that is Bruno. He came from Sporting like Cristiano.
So let's not make it rain outside. Bertie, do you agree with the comments from Bushy there that Bruno Fernandes is the player of the season?
No, not really. He's only turned up since December.
Bertie, come on. Say that with
He's only turned up since December. You can't have a good couple of months if we play with the season. Where were we? August to November.
What do you mean? Where he's got?
Where was it? When you were down. When you were near the rock bottom. We're down there.
He's going to.
You're in a relegation battle, but within the season, where was it?
3 assists away from overtaking the record of the most Premiership goals and assists in the season from a midfielder. He's going to overtake Kevin De Bruyne.
He won't.
He should have a ball. He will. He only needs 3 more assists.
And he's Bruno Fernandes a job to fuck up. He'll get 2 and fuck up on the last one.
I tell you,
DCL's going to take him out next week. DCL's going to take him out next week and fuck him up.
If Man United win Europe, Bruno Fernandes would get Ballon d'Or. he's been that good.
Spurs,
depends on the World Cup year.
It's
a World Cup year. Who knows? He might still freaking, if Portugal do well. Like it all normally comes down to World Cup, the Ballon d'Or, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Like that's normally a huge factor in it if it's a World Cup year. So I'll ask you, Virtue, though, since you're saying about it's not Bruno Fernandes. Who do you have as player of the season then? Are you going one of the Arsenal centre backs, or what's your Declan Rice maybe? Who are you going for on that?
I don't know because I've not really seen a stand out. I mean, everyone's had good spells and then they've dropped off, come back. There's no one that's been excellent all season for me personally. I mean, I had Semenyo at the start, but then he dipped off for Bournemouth. I mean, he's found his form again for City, but there's no one that's been standout throughout this season. I can't name one to say, yeah, he's been quality all season. I don't think anybody has.
That's why I put the Arsenal centre backs forward. I mean, they're probably the if you're going
most
to pick someone,
sheets, yeah.
Sadly, it looks like they're
Fernandes. He's breaking the record for the most assists in the season.
You've said that,
probably one of the best players.
Because, like I said, he can't get player of the season being good from December onwards.
No,
he disappeared at the start of the season.
No, he was still good.
No, he wasn't. When he come to El Road, he was worst player on the pitch.
Yeah, but he was playing out of position as well.
He can't make it. A good player can play anywhere in any position and still be the best player on the pitch.
Still good.
He was the worst player on the pitch.
So you're telling me you're judging it off one game?
No. I've told you I'm judging it from August to November. I've just said that.
Yeah, do you know how many?
I mean, the numbers that he creates, though, in terms of passing stats, and the thing you see with Bruno Fernandes, like those stats you see about most chances created and it being a country mile different, it is hard to not say is at least in contention for this, for me.
Oh, yeah. I must say he's not in contention at all.
I mean, my views on this, I mean, I'm not a fan of Bruno Fernandes at all. You can't deny his stats. No, absolutely not. However, I look at him and I go, good footballer, terrible player.
Yeah, agree.
That's what I go down to. A good footballer, put him on the ball, he's a quality footballer. But a player, no. So if it was an award for player of the season, then the answer's no. If it's an award for footballer of the season, is up there. But as for a player, no, because a player encompasses everything, and I don't think Bruno Fernandes.
So this season, Bruno Fernandes, 23 matches, 8 goals, 16 assists, and an average rating of 8.5%. Name anybody that's done that this season. There ain't anybody. I'm telling you, he is player of the season by a country mile.
So
his stats don't lie. The stats do not lie.
So Bush is now being
That's the heat map. That's his heat map.
I thought you never liked stats, Bushy.
He's saying he's that's his heat map.
Him, and
that's his heat map.
He said stats mean nothing at one point.
As it comes to his ego and his fucking little club and his best player ever, yeah, he gets the stats out and thinks he's being bollocks. Bushy, make your fucking mind up, will you? Are you a stat man or are you not a stat man?
I'm both.
You both.
Right. So
we've got a comment in tonight also. We've got Bob Dudes on. Evening, lads. What a cracking lineup. Hope everyone is doing well. We are doing absolutely fine, Bob Dude. Hope you are as well. For anybody that doesn't know, that is our resident Brighton fan, Dan. Again, fantastic win for them at the weekend. So which we're going to briefly move on to while Bushy salivates over Bruno Fernandes's stats a little bit more.
Do you know how much his pass rate is? 82%.
Right. Talking of the next game, it was Brighton versus Liverpool. So let's have a look at those stats. Obviously, it was a fantastic win for Brighton at the Amex Stadium. Overdid Liverpool. We're seeing a big downfall in Liverpool at the minute, but the stats don't lie and the predictions don't lie. Birchie, what did you go with for your prediction of the Brighton-Liverpool game?
I think, did I go 2-0 Liverpool or 2-1?
Miles off, mate. You went 1-1. You went no. So
I go a draw, did I? Oh.
You didn't. No, you went 2-1. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong table. You went 2-1. You did go 2-1 Liverpool.
I had it for Liverpool. I didn't see Brighton winning it.
You went for a draw, didn't you? You went for a 1 or draw.
I went for 1-1. Yeah.
And what did you go for, Bushy?
Yeah, I said 2-1.
No, you went for 2-2.
No,
you went for a 2-2 draw. So obviously it finished Brighton Hove Albion 2, Liverpool 1. And again, master of football predictions. I'm catching everybody up. I got it right. Brighton 2, Liverpool 1. What do we think to
not been sacked?
I was going to say, what do we think to Liverpool?
I think they're holding until the end of the season for Alonso or something like that. I think they're just staying for stability, which, I mean, UCL football's on the line, so whether that's smart or not, we'll see. But I think that's what they're trying to do, at least.
He's had the most money. He had the best squad originally. So basically, he had the champions. He had the best squad. Then this give him the money for Isaac and Verts and God knows who else, Ekatike, and he somehow made them worse. How can you do that? It's impossible.
You've got to change it to his team.
We've been talking about Scott now for quite a number of weeks, though, haven't we? Weeks and months, really. They are the reigning champions, but they're not showing it, are they? Like you said, they've had all that money thrown at them, given to them, and they're not showing it. They're really not showing it. So, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Spursy, about keeping all of them to the end of the season for that stability side of things.
The two top heavy. That's what they are. They should have spent some of that money in the back line, because all their back line is crap. Like Van Dijk's finished, not the player he was. He's finished. His legs have gone. So that money, rather than Isaac, they should have signed it on a world-class centre-back. That's where
they tried to get Gay, didn't they? And then that fell through on deadline day.
They didn't need Isaac and Ekatike. Sign one of them and then sign a quality centre-back. That's what they needed. And they also need somebody who can win the ball in the midfield, because they haven't got anybody that can really win the ball in the midfield. Credit to Brighton. That's a great result for Brighton. Because, obviously my thoughts on Brighton is they shouldn't be in the Premier League.
Your thoughts on Brighton are worse than your thoughts on Forest, aren't they, Bushy?
I think it's,
I just think they're a similar sized club to Rotherham. You know what I mean? So I believe Brighton should be in League One or Championship.
Brighton fan down in here.
Brighton fan Dan's going to lose his head. I mean, he's already come in with the comment. When Ekatike finally went off injured, they played Gakpo up front, and that was horrendous. Cody Gakpo, there's another one for you. I think.
I knew one Cody Gakpo, at one time.
I've been chatting with a couple of Liverpool fans, a couple of my friends who are Liverpool fans, and I think the general consensus is Salah should have gone back last year, and Cody Gakpo is another one that should have gone in the January transfer window, as far as they were concerned. Nobody's.
Well, he's got to be told to get it sacked. You can't perform like that as Liverpool manager with that squad. No. Massive.
Personally, I'd like to thank Cody Gakpo for giving us one of our only points in 2026. His finishing was abysmal in that game. He is not it these days. He really isn't. But
so Liverpool have had all this money thrown at them, and we're basically saying that every single one of their players is tired or shit.
What I'd say is a funny thing for Liverpool fans with how much they slagged him off. But is this just showing how much they missed the creativity of Trent as well? Frimpong, well, Bradley's been out, but Frimpong, who doesn't even play there now, it's a Bosley, is either having to play out of position at right back, or they have Frimpong, who's not got the creativity that he had, and bombs as far forward and is out of position as much. So they've got the same problem they had defensively, but without the actual creativity up the upper end for it.
Bushy, we've got another comment in. Bushy, lad, you sure about that? We are arguably a very well-established Premiership team. Never been close to relegation. We are consistent. Okay, not fighting for the title, but I'm happy we are in the top league.
No, I think credit to Brighton. You can't knock what they've done as a football club. But like for me, I just don't like seeing Brighton, Bournemouth, all these teams. Like it reminds me of the Scottish League. You know, like there's really big teams like Rangers, Celtic. Then you get St Mirren, Queen of the South, all that type of stuff. So yeah, no, I just sooner not.
I'm gonna star this next comment. This next comment is the comment of the night. Bushy equals GH 2.0. That. Thank you, Sean. Is absolutely the one. Do you know what? That is going to stay over Bushy's face all night long, that one. I'd love to do that, to be fair, but unfortunately, we've got lots of other comments. But that is going to be the comment of the night so far. Thank you for that. Bob Dude, so you don't like teams that beat Man United? I see. Yeah. Dan, listen. The man's got an ego. I was talking to some younger lads last week that I was talking about, careers and how they get through their careers. And I associated one of electricians are notoriously egotistical and they've got this big bravado about them. We are the king of the trades. And I said to them, if anyone's a Man United fan, it will be second nature to you because Man United's, their stadium's got an ego, their chairman's got an ego, their fans have got an ego, their players have got an ego. Even the ball that they play at Old Trafford has got an ego for some way, reason, and whys and wherefores. So, Bushy, wind your ego back in. We all know you're a Man United fan. It's loud and clear. But don't sit there and say that the Premier League would be better without teams like Brighton, Bournemouth, Forest, and teams like that. Because I
didn't add Forest into that.
No, but you would usually, wouldn't you, mate? You would normally. And earlier on in the season, you did.
No, I prefer. So when, as much as I don't like Leeds or whatever, I'm happy that they're in the Premier League because I think Leeds are a big club. I'd say they're a bigger club than Forest, and they've got great history. So I'd sooner see teams like Forest. They've won the European Cup a couple of times. Leeds, who are a massive club, 2 times, yeah.
On the bounce.
Man United, though.
On the bounce.
Yeah, but still not as many as Man United.
But apparently we're
and Leeds. I'd sooner see them. In fact, I'd sooner see like a Sheffield Wednesday or a Birmingham or somebody like big clubs that should come into
place.
the Premier
Birmingham,
League.
awful place.
Yeah, it's an awful place, but it's better than Brighton. The only thing you're going to get from Brighton is cop off with a bloke. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all they've got for you. Right? But,
guys, let's bring it back into the room. I'm just going to go back to this comment. Bushy equals GH 2.0. Just going to keep going to that, just to pipe him down a little bit. Okay, let's move on because we haven't got long left.
I'm too goddamn handsome to be GH 2.0.
Yeah, right. All right. Yeah.
We got Bob Dude in the comments. He's his twin.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be a triplet lost at birth, that kind of styling. Right, the next game was. Well, I tell you what. Let's talk about the Leeds game. It ended in a bore draw. Bit meh. So going off Bush's comment of I'd rather see the likes of Leeds in the Premier League. They're a top team. They're a good team. Based on that last performance against Brentford, I didn't see much of that.
But Brentford are another team. Shouldn't be here.
They held Leeds to a 0-0 draw. What have you got to say to that, Birchie?
Well, I said it last week when we did this. I said they're a bogey team for us. We never seem to beat that team, home or away. For some reason, just that team can't beat. I mean, we weren't great anyway for that. I mean, again, DCL have 3 chances, should have buried, missed all 3. So he's to blame as well. I keep bringing it up because other than December, he's done fuck all for us all season. And nice one in 8 games, and we scored eight on bounce or whatever, and he's been diabolical. Cost us that many points this season.
Are you worried though? Are you worried though? Because you are. You know, I called you the point stealer, and I still stick by it. You are the point stealer. But are you concerned? Obviously, you want now only 1 point ahead of Forest. You've got a big game coming up against Man United. That's probably, like you say, you know, your biggest game of the or second biggest game of the season after the other. Do you think that you can do another point steal there, or do you think you are too much on a downturn and it's hitting you a little bit too much?
They're getting spanked. They're getting spanked.
I don't know, because you look in the same situation. I mean, Palace and Brentford are both playing well at the moment. We kept a clean sheet against them. They couldn't score past us neither. So we are keeping them at bay. We just can't get back in net itself. I mean, I've been worried about us going down from start of the season. So position we're in now only takes. I mean, we've got Man United. If we don't win that, we've got Wolves game after. So that'll tell us, them next 2 games will say everything. If we lose to Man U and beat Wolves, then, you know, we beat the team around us we need to beat. So I don't know. Until, I always said, until the side of our name, we're enough that we're staying up, I don't think we'll stay up. I said that from the start. I still think we'll go down. And being, what were we, 5 clear of West Ham, or 6 clear of West Ham, 5 clear of you at one point. And I say, biggest least thing to go down from this position. So I think we will.
But you think that Leeds are worse than Spurs?
No, but we play Spurs in a few weeks, and we can't win in London. So that'd be Spurs' first win year against us. So
I was about to say we can't win. You can at least not win in London. We can't win.
Yeah, so
that's a big difference.
I put a post up the other day on Twitter, and it said, "Where's Spurs' next point come from? Leeds." That's where it comes from. So that's interesting. I mean, we've got Wolves, Spurs, West Ham to play. So if we beat them 3 teams, then, you know, we're safe. But if we slip up to Wolves, slip up to Spurs, West Ham last game of the season, we'll go down. So it all depends where we are.
It's a tough one, mate. It definitely is a tough one. But apparently GH had a better beard, to be fair. Says Sean. So, you know what? That's the second one that's getting starred tonight. You know, she's on fire, absolute fire tonight. So what was everyone's predictions then for the Leeds match? I'm just looking through everyone's predictions and I'm kind of chuckling away, really.
2-1, I think.
I think some of these are comical. So we've got 2-1 Leeds for you, Birchie. 2-1 Brentford for you, Spursy. And 1-0 Leeds win for you, Bushy. I actually went for a draw, but I went for a 1-1 draw. So, I take the points on that one, boys. You're not doing very well, you lot, aren't you?
Yeah, but we don't get to see your scores, actually. So,
listen, I was saying them live. I was saying them live on the prediction show. I said them all live on the prediction show. So don't give me all that thinking I'm cheating. You know,
umpire.
When it comes,
we didn't submit ours. We said them on the live. To be fair, at the time, I know I didn't send him anything.
When it comes to football, I don't cheat. Bob Dude's back on. Got Brighton in that mix too. I might go to that game. Leeds away. So yeah, Brighton fans probably going to go to that game as well. So yeah, that's the end of that Leeds one. So we also had some other fantastic games. So we had Newcastle Sunderland, the Northeast derby there. Newcastle Sunderland, that ended with a Sunderland win, didn't it?
It did 2-1.
1, Sunderland 2. Just looking through the predictions, I don't think anybody predicted that. No,
Spurs 2-1, but opposite way.
Bertie, you had 2-0.
Oh, 2-0.
Yeah, I had 2-0. Bushy, what did you have? Bushy had 2-0 as well. All back in Newcastle there.
I thought Newcastle would have spanked them, but they're crap, Newcastle. He's another one that's got to be under pressure to lose his job, is Eddie Howe.
Yeah, I mean, what have Newcastle won this season?
What have they ever won?
Last season, they won the cup for the first time in 60 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, proper trophies.
I know. If you do go to Newcastle, you sometimes win herpes or something like that. But I think that's about the only thing that you can win when you walk past St James Park.
No, where you got genital warts from, Bill?
No, that's where I got the bad AIDS from, mate. That's where I got the bad AIDS from. So moving on, we had the Fulham Burnley game. Where did we all go with the Fulham Burnley game? Obviously, it was a good win. That was for Fulham.
I think I had a Fulham win. I'm sure I did.
I was so close. I was so close to this game.
A good win for Fulham there. It was a 3-1 victory. Obviously, Burnley went down to 10 men in 90+3. And then obviously they got Fulham got a penalty, lastminute.com, 90+5. So I went for a draw. I had a 1-1 draw. Birchie, you had a Fulham win, 2-0 Fulham victory. Spursy, you had a 2-1. Yeah.
I had 2-1, and it's that last-minute penalty that screwed me.
Screwed you over.
I remember specifically saying it'd be an entertaining game as well. Like, everyone's predicting ball draws, and it was going to be a terrible game. Burnley aren't entertaining. Burnley are an underrated side to watch in terms of you'll get a good game. They're not good defensively, so the other team will at least have a good crack at them, and they have some firepower with Jaden Anthony. Like they're at least half decent to watch because something will happen. But even in the 0-0s, it's freaking chances galore.
But they're 19th in the league.
Oh, I'm not saying no. You're misunderstanding. I'm not saying they're good. I'm saying they're good to watch because they will have a go, and the other teams will have a go back at them, and it will be
they come out fighting, don't they? They do. I'll give them that. They do come out fighting, but they're just being outplayed in the Prem, aren't they? Really, that's simply all it's down to. I mean, how did Spurs get on with Burnley?
We beat them 3-0 first game of the season, and then we drew 2-2 of them with a last-minute equaliser, I believe.
This is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. If Spurs are beating Burnley and drawing against Burnley, then it just shows you that Burnley should not be in the Premier League at all.
To be fair, it's part of that massive start of the season. Opening game, first 10 games, we did our usual thing of looking actually competent, and then the second half of the season's been the second half of the season. Yeah.
Another trouncing that we had at the weekend was Everton versus Chelsea. What a victory there for Everton. 3-0 win over Chelsea. Absolutely pants down. Chelsea, who are supposedly one of the top 6 teams in the Premier League, and Everton just come along and just picked them out and told them exactly where they should belong. Battered them 3-0. Did me wonders on my FPL because I had Pickford in goal, which was a great one for me at the weekend. What's our thoughts on Chelsea then at the minute? Where do we think Chelsea are going to lose some more points and maybe slip further down the table?
Yeah, I think they will.
They look ridiculous at the moment. I mean, the stuff that happened in Europe the other week with their manager writing a note on how they're going to come back from 8-2 down with 10 minutes to go. It was on par when Amorim was bringing out the clipboard against Grimsby. Like, it's something that just shows you the manager's done. It is one of those moments that just shows you the manager is out of his depth and doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, how's he even got that job?
He was at the... I can tell you that they had a panic when Maresca left, and Strasbourg they're the affiliated team for Chelsea in France. He was manager of them. They went, "We'll bring you straight over." That's the only reason he got in.
Bushy, do you think all teams in the Premier League should have a manager change or something?
What do you mean? Near enough, half for him, yeah. I mean, Chelsea again. They shouldn't be losing, getting battered to Everton. Let's be real.
I mean, losing like 1-0 or 2-1 or something is respectable, isn't it? But imagine losing 3-0 to such a mediocre club. Imagine being one of those top 6 or one of them really, really, high up there football teams with big stadiums and, fantastic players. And,
Everton have got a big stadium.
3-0 to such a mediocre team like Everton or, what's that red team somewhere in the Midlands? What are they called? Oh, Forest. Yeah. Imagine that. Yeah. Terrible news, isn't it? Terrible news. Anyway, moving on. We're running out of time, guys. So Aston Villa versus West Ham. West Ham put in their place basically at the weekend, weren't they? Nice and simply. Aston Villa coming out, showing what Aston Villa and why Aston Villa are up there, up in the top end of the table, beating West Ham. What was it? 3?
I've got to shoot, guys. I've got to jump on other one.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Fair enough.
Cheers, guys. Have a good
2-0, wasn't it? Yeah, Aston Villa
2-0.
West Ham 0. So yeah, where were your predictions on that one, guys?
Well, I had a West Ham win, but like I said to you, every time I backed West Ham to win, they lost. So I did myself a favour. That's why I backed them.
I want you backing them till the rest of the season. We might
I am
still
going
stay
to.
by a point with that rate.
Keep doing it for the sake of Spursy Luke. Spursy, you went for a 1-1 draw?
I did, yeah. I thought Villa weren't in the best form, having just got absolutely trounced by United, and West Ham were resurgent since about January. So,
and I went for a 4-1 Aston Villa victory. I thought Villa were going to come out and absolutely trounce them, and maybe Morgan Rogers get a hat trick, but no, he didn't, which is a big shame because I captained him on my FPL. But he gave me 6 points, so I'll take that. I'll take that one. And then. No, that was it. That was all the games of the weekend, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So that was all the games of the weekend. That was all our predictions and where our predictions went. Hopefully, predictions should start to get better as we come towards the end of the season. There's 7 game weeks left. And the next game week, which is game week 32, starts on the weekend of the 10th of April. So we've got a bit of a gap now. So the show will not be on next week. Don't cry about it. Don't worry about it because we have lots of other shows on KB Terrace Talk. Just remember, do not forget that we have now got multiple channels. So not only do we have KB Terrace Talk on YouTube, which is the Miller's channel, but we also have the We Love Football channel. So make sure that if you're watching us on YouTube or if you're watching us on any of the other social platforms, whether that be Facebook or X, that you make sure that you find us on YouTube and subscribe to our new channel, which is We Love Football. And that channel is going to have absolutely everything on based on the Premier League. So this program will be on there from next season. We're going to go across both channels for now, and then we'll be on there from next season. We will also have the Sunday show, which is Turbo Tom's Rating or Slatum, and we also have the FPL show. We will be having multiple other shows on over the end, from the end of this, from the start, from where we are now, should I say, to the end of the season, and also after that for the World Cup. We're going to have some fantastic World Cup coverage on all our channels. But make sure that you are liking, following, and sharing the We Love Football YouTube channel. So that is about it for tonight. The next show that we will be hosting will be the Game Week 32 show. It will be going live before the start of the game week. Unfortunately for everybody, I will be sunning it in sunny Cyprus. I've decided to take a week off and go away and sun myself. Managed to get a cheap deal because of the Iran war. And my illustrious bearded and mustached man next to me, that is Luke Birch, is going to step up to the plate, and he is going to host the next 2 shows for us. So he's going to host the prediction show, and he will also host the review show that will come straight after that game week as well. So that is our show for the week. I'd like to thank Luke Birch for being on tonight, and I'd also like to thank Spursy Luke, not only for being on tonight, but for letting us beat them 3-0 last weekend. I'm not going to let that one drop, mate, and it will keep going on forevermore. I've been your host, Forrest Phil. Please make sure that you like, follow, share, and everything else on all of our channels. But for now and until next time, we'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone.